And welcome back to 630 Point of View. I am not Cat West.
You're not Cat West.
But you're still Chris Berg.
She was going to be with us via Skype. Unfortunately, I guess we've lost her, so if we get her back on, we will bring that interview to you. But a couple things I want to share with you. We were going to discuss the situation at Spirit Lake. There's been a gentleman, Thomas Sullivan. He's the regional administrator for children's and families out of Denver, Colorado. He's had 11 mandated reports talking about young people being raped, being forced to live with sexual predators, and yet the tribal chairman there, Roger Yankton, has never refuted any of the things in this gentleman's report. Now, what I asked today on Facebook, and I want to get your comments on this, I said, do you feel like the kids at Spirit Lake are safe, and what can we do to stop this? And I want to share something with you. I am so disappointed in our community with some of the comments that came back via Facebook. One lady goes out to say, Allison Schmidt, must be a slow day at the news station. Allison, what are you doing right now about these kids? Sitting around on your couch eating Doritos? Another lady says, hey, the folks that live there have chosen to be there, butt out of it. These are young
kids didn't choose to be there.
They didn't choose to be there. No. Another person says, leave the reservation alone. Look, this is not about the reservation.
Exactly.
This isn't about Native Americans. How many little kids do you know, and you've got a daughter, when your daughter was little, how often did she walk up to a little kid and go, what's your skin color? What's your ethnicity?
She doesn't care.
Never. They don't care about that garbage. And to sit here and go, slow news day, butt out of it, it's not about the res. You ever heard of Penn State and Jerry Sandusky? This is a cultural situation, and what I wanted to get to with Kat tonight is, what are you and I doing as men to stop this? Because I don't want to be that guy.
What can be done? What's your solution?
Here's what I want to visit about. But what I don't want to have happen is you and I being that guy that walks into that shower, sees Jerry Sandusky what he's doing, and walks out and doesn't do anything about it. Now, do I know what to do? I don't. All I wanted to do tonight was shed some light on the situation. Go, look, there are young kids there that are defensive. They don't have defenseless. They got no choice, and we've got people in our community going, stay out of it, butt out of it. It must be a slow news day. Are you joking me?
The slow news day.
That's the challenge with our society, and I'm hoping tonight that we as a community, specifically men, can stand up and have the leadership, the character, the integrity, things that Martin Luther King talked about and said, enough is enough. Do we know what to do? Maybe not. All I know is I'm not going to stand by and let these older men molest, rape, and sodomize little kids so I can turn another cheek and pretend like it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult situation, obviously. I mean, it's, what do you do? I mean, is it more education? Is it more police force? Is it doing something about what's going on there now? What can be done about what is going on there now and preventing it in the future?
Honestly, in my opinion, I think this is about men being men, having integrity, having character. We all have flaws. Look, I got plenty of flaws. I'm not trying to sit here and sound like I'm on a soapbox. All I'm saying is that what are men doing in our society today to have more integrity, to have more character, and have the courage to stand up and do what is right? Is there some feedback we've gotten?
We just got some feedback. I'm going to go ahead and read it. We don't have time to get this up on the air, but it says, reservations are the byproduct of allowing the government to control your life, break the dependency, and enjoy life, liberty, and freedom. Is that part of the problem? Is that
well, there's no doubt. And I had a chance to visit with a gentleman that runs the 3 affiliated tribes on my radio show when I had that. He talked about 70% unemployment on some reservations. I said, come on, man, let's do something here, because you've got unemployment, poverty, high levels of alcoholism, drug addiction. Anytime you've got that, and one of the things that Roger Yankton talks about in Spirit Lake is he's got families right now. I talked to a gentleman today. You've got 20 to 25 people living in one home in this reservation. And again, when you're unemployed and you got money for liquor, good things aren't going to happen.
Now, the thing is, it's not just happening on reservations.
That's my point. This is a cultural thing. I don't want to hear about this.
Country. So I don't want it to make it sound like we are just ostracizing one particular reservation. This is happening in a lot of places. This place just happens to be in our neck of the woods, is why we're touching upon it. So I don't want to make it sound like it's just this that we're focusing on, and maybe that's why we got some of the comments we did on Facebook, is that some people are saying, hey, butt out because we're only focusing on that. We don't want to just focus on that. We want to say, look, this is a cultural problem in the United States, not just on one reservation.
Right, and when you see men not standing up and have the courage to do that, and here's an example, a couple things I want to share with you from an article from the Grand Forks Herald. By the way, apparently a big story going to be broken again tomorrow in the Herald, but on September 29th, a 13-year-old girl was raped in her home by a 37-year-old man. Here's what happens. No investigation. Spoke or questioned the alleged rapist for more than 3 weeks. Didn't happen, number one. The BIA investigator later told the mom, since the sex was quote-unquote consensual, there was no crime here. Remember, we had Michael Dahlin from the White Earth Reservation? Exactly. But my point is, Michael Dahl was here from the White Earth Reservation. Yeah. His niece was raped, and same thing happened. No investigation. She ended up committing suicide. So they go, she committed suicide. There's no reason for an investigation. Are you kidding me?
It's still a crime. Potential crime was committed.
At least investigated.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. Why aren't people in positions of power doing the right thing?
Yeah. You're asking the right question. I mean, who has the answer?
But what's your opinion on it? Because I'm looking at it going, you know what? Look, I understand.
I think what you're saying is there are too many people that turn a blind eye. They turn a deaf ear and don't do anything. But like you mentioned the Sandusky situation. A lot of people just do not want to get involved. And I think that's the problem. I think there are too many people that are saying, you know, I don't want to get myself involved in that. And I think that is the problem. Maybe
and
that
I'll be
changes.
honest, if I was that guy that walked in on the shower, I hope to God I've got the courage and the character to do the right thing.
But you weren't in that environment.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing. You know, not being in that environment, it's hard to say what your decision would have been. You know, Joe Paterno was a huge icon. And it's like, God, you don't want to make him mad, or you don't want to, you know, put, you know.
And that, I think, is part of the problem. This guy obviously was positioning himself, obviously, to become the offensive coordinator, maybe the head coach at one day. Then also you've got situations on the tribe where a lot of the stuff is familial, it's deep-rooted, and people don't want to sell out their families on the reservation. So I try to understand the dynamics, and I guess what I'm asking for all of us, especially the men out there, is, hey, let's work on having more integrity, more character, so we can hopefully prevent these young kids from having this.
All right, I believe we've got Kat now, and we're going to go ahead and go to break. Make sure we've got that connection. As always, we want you to be part of the conversation. You've got the number right there on the bottom of the screen. We're going to pop up some other ways you can contact us. Stay with us. We'll be back right after the break.